Let's see if I can find it. One sec.
Yeah.
All recordings.
So if you just joined the show, folks, Alex is trying to find a voice note from Gary Vaynerchuk from when he was a young cub.
I will find it. Oh, where am I going to find it? Maybe you'll have to cut this bit out or something. Oh, who? Where would it be? I'll have to find it and send it to you. It's so good. Like, basically went to an event in London, and I spoke to him at the end of the event, and I said, "Oh, do you reckon you could record like a voice memo on my phone as like you could use as an alarm?"
I need you, Gary, to inspire me because I had to.
No, it was more like it was actually a video on my phone. It was a video, and I asked him to I told him to like pretend he was talking to me. So the memo was like, Alex, wake up! You need to go and write some copy or something. It was so funny. I'll.
It's very cheesy. See, can you find it?
It's so funny.
We could have a download for everyone listening. They could have it for themselves. Just replace Alex with their own name.
I have an idea. Maybe it's in View Medias and Files.
He's very good, though. I have to say, I really am enjoying his style. Like, I think it's a really good style.
Yeah, it's cool. I went off him for a while. Like, I used to really like him. He was one of the first people I watched when I started getting into all this online world stuff. And yeah, like I kind of went off him for a while because I thought he was a bit too intense because, you know, he's literally obsessed about like work culture and stuff. But then similar to yourself, I kind of like have warmed to him quite a lot, but from like a different angle. So I've almost like gone away, learned a ton of things from other people, gone along my own journey, and then come back to him with like a different, like I can see him like in a different light now. And I've obviously got my own experiences to add to that because like his hustle culture, like if anyone's never really heard of Gary Vaynerchuk, he's very much like, you know, if you want to build kind of lifestyle for yourself and you've got all this, he exposes people for their for their excuses, doesn't he? So like, you know, he'll be
but not in a bad way.
No, he just exposes you for being like, look, all this time you're spending wasting doing X, Y, and Z, like watching Netflix and even you could be using that to grow an online business, to build this lifestyle that you want. So you could work from 9 o'clock or 7 in the evening until 2 in the morning kind of thing, and then go to do your main job and then do the same. And for some people it works, some people it doesn't. I found it quite intense, but then understood what he was going on about and have actually used a lot of his stuff, or maybe his mentality helped me. Maybe I have adopted some of his mentality with trying all this different stuff. So like if I've ever been short on cash in the past or like money, you just kind of like understand how to go and generate it, whether it is from doing like arbitrage stuff, literally just going buying low, selling high of anything, or just to try and make cash and stack cash to then put it in something else. There's all sorts of different things he talks about, though. Like, it's not just like that. He's got a very good ethos around business building and things like that. I think a lot of people could learn from.
Well, I think Gary is very much... First of all, you can sense that he comes across, and I sense like he comes across so genuine. Like, I don't know the guy personally, but just sensing from the way he films nearly everything, it does come across as very, very genuine, which I think is really, really cool. And then I think he just shows people like that it doesn't need to be perfect, because a lot of times you're terrified of putting stuff out because you're like, oh no, people might judge me and it's wrong. And you know what I mean? Whereas with Gary, it's kind of like, just stick it out there.
Yeah. I quite like his ethos around content creation. I think we've started to adopt that quite a lot. And I've done this for the last few years, and he's obsessed about content creation. That's his big thing. And one of the things he talks about, which is a philosophy, like a principle that I stick to, is about documenting, not creating. So a lot of people, when they start creating a YouTube channel or putting content on the internet, they think content or this thing they post is like has to be some fancy perfected thing. Whereas he's just like, no, just like share the ins and outs, share your flaws, just share everything you're up to, like unpolished, whether it's good, bad, ugly, whatever. If it's 80% of the way there, just get it out there and share it with people. Because that's like, essentially what grows an audience and grows a following and like brings people closer to you, rather than spending hours and hours and hours on the perfect piece of content, which has its place, but I think most people should be focusing on documenting rather than creating. Whether they're doing something like we're doing with this podcast. Look, there's a good example. We've literally just hit record. We had no topic for today. Usually we come on, we're like, right, Peter, before we hit record, we like what we're going to talk about. And today, Peter just literally pressed record, and I was looking for this voice memo from Gary Vaynerchuk, which I'm still going to try and find because it's so funny. I know where it'll be. I know where it'll be. Try and find it. I won't be able. Just keep talking because I won't be able to find it right now.
Yeah, I hear you. But no, it's funny because you're right. We've really gone into that kind of documenting. Like, I think I love it. I actually love documenting. And for so long, I was trying to create some sort of a podcast or some sort of a thing, and I could never get there because I was always trying to. You know what I mean, Alex? It wasn't fake, but at the same time, it wasn't me. If you get me. Whereas now, I'm just working so hard on just being me and recording everything I'm doing, like from all the coaching calls we're on, or, you know, even the chats we're having now, like just recording everything we have and then recording this podcast. Just by doing that all the time, you eventually become very comfortable with just being recorded, but then you get the best content, I think.
Totally. It's just it's just unfiltered. That's probably the best way of putting it. I'm still trying to find this thing, you know.
Yeah, you're all right. Joe, it's a funny thing too. There's actually another benefit to recording stuff, guys. If anyone's ever listened to this and they work with someone or whatever, they like have these long calls about anything, right, with someone. I was saying to Alex, like, you know, we record these, stick them up on YouTube unlisted, get the transcript, stick it into ChatGPT and say, summarize the call. Because sometimes at the end of the call, you're like, what did we figure out? what realizations did we come to?
Yeah, and if anyone listening who doesn't know what ChatGPT is, you need to get in the real world. ChatGPT is probably the biggest advancement in AI and artificial general intelligence that there'll ever be. If you go to chatgpt.ai, I don't know what's the website, I don't know. Just search on Google and go and have a try. And this like language model, you can literally ask it any question. It'll give you pretty much the answer to everything. And it learns. It's quite hard to. I find it quite hard to explain, but like you just have to go and try it, and you'll see how intelligent it is. And the better question you ask it, the better answers it gives you. Like, it's absolutely crazy. And this is just the start of.
It's funny too, Alex. Yeah, I've seen even myself in the last like 4 or 5 months, like AI. It's really starting to come into what we do. Like today, I sent you this cool. I just told you about this cool thing where. Again, recording everything, right? Upload it to YouTube, right? You get a YouTube URL, right? It can be unlisted, right? There's this program. Oh, I forget what it's called. I told you what it was, Alex, and I've actually, I have it here, I think. opus.pro, right? Basically, go to that website, paste in the URL of the YouTube link, and click go. And it'll make, like, depending on the length of the YouTube video, 15 short, like, you know, like TikTok videos or YouTube shorts for you already with captions in them, like all done and dusted with AI from the best parts of the video for free.
That's insane, isn't it? Like, I mean, yeah, that's insane. Like, I'm actually quite obsessed with AI at the minute in terms of like trying to get a grip on where it's going. I don't even think anybody can get a grip on where it's going because it's developing and advancing so fast. Like, it's almost having you like at this stage for me right now. It's almost like having my own virtual assistant without having a virtual assistant. Like, say for example, if I'm writing a piece of copy for something or anything, I can just put it into ChatGPT, and it'll write this thing that is pretty much crystal near perfect as to what I would write. Obviously, it needs a little bit of editing and stuff, and it does it in like literally seconds. So it's like. How many people are going to lose? I wonder how many people are going to lose jobs over this, or like how many people AI will replace, or will it replace jobs that like current human jobs, and then new jobs will emerge for humans? I don't know.
AI
weird.
technicians of like, I'll do a prompt for you. It's funny. We were doing a project and we'd write like 15 listings for these Amazon listings, and Alex was like, yeah, I'll do that. Even though Alex is the copy guy, so it's like, of course, Alex, you can do it. But like, he was so eager, like, no problem, I'll do it. 15, oh, it's grand, whatever. 3 more, fine, it doesn't matter. The secret slips, but I knew it anyway. It was all probably done with AI.
Yeah, well, most of it. Like, I mean, why would you not, though?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. But I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
You can just get 10 times more done in the same time, if not less. Like, this thing is so smart, it's ridiculous.
Oh, it's mad. But it's funny that you use it too. You've really gone deep into it. Like, and I think you're using it more than me. In fact, I know you are. But like, even you were coming to visit Northern Ireland, and you were like, you got your whole route planned out with AI, and I was like, okay, it looks good. It does look good. I was like, maybe add 10 minutes or 15 minutes as a spare time. But like the thing had it done. Like,
yeah, like
it's mad.
Just for context, so I travelled over to Ireland last week because I had to move some Amazon stock from one warehouse to another. Long story short, it was getting too expensive at one location, so I'm moving it to where Peter is storing his products, and Peter's going to very kindly help me send them into Amazon, and then job done. But there was a very fast turnaround with it, so I had to fly to Belfast from Scotland. I then had to hire a van. I then had to drive to warehouse number 1, which ironically was only 5 minutes away from the airport. And then had to load the van up and then drive across the west coast of Ireland, which is about 90 miles, with all this stock, unload it, and then drive back before 6 p.m. in the evening. And I told ChatGPT what time my flight landed, what time the flight left, how far the van was from the airport and stuff, where it all was. And it planned out with time buffers, like how long I would need to unload stock, how long I would need here, there, and everywhere. And even with that, it gave me maybe a 40-minute buffer, which probably wouldn't, realistically, if one thing had happened on that trip that was out of my control, I wouldn't have been able to get back on that same flight. Like, I'd have missed that flight completely. So Peter was like, no, just do 100%. The logical thing and rebook your flight. So anyway, the first time I booked all my stuff, I booked it for a Friday, last Friday, which ironically was Easter Friday. And I didn't even think about this. And I booked it all, told my supplier at the warehouse, said, look, I'm going to be here on Friday. And said, well, we're closed on Friday and Monday for Easter. And I was like, oh, shit, what have I just done? So anyway, I sat at about an hour meltdown in panic, like, oh, for God's sake, I've just wasted all this money for no reason. So anyway, I was like, right, pull myself together, change my flights for not really a lot, to be honest with you. It was actually cheaper to book a new flight than it was to rearrange another flight, which is crazy. But I'd already paid for my flights, my airport parking, everything. So I rearranged that, flew over on Tuesday, and everything went sailingly smooth, like really good. It worked out really well. And then came back.
Nothing went wrong, really, Alex.
Straight down
really,
to
very little.
Yeah, nothing went wrong. It was decent. It was really, really good. So I'm happy about that. But yeah, the crux of that story was that AI literally tried to help me plan it all, and it did plan it pretty decently. But yeah, I think if I'd have followed it and something went wrong, I would have been screwed. In fact, actually, that trip, everything could have gone wrong because I happened to rearrange my flight for the day that Joe Biden was flying and landing in Ireland, which would have been an absolute nightmare.
He was flying into the airport. You were flying into it as well.
Started closing all the roads and everything, obviously because he was landing in that Air Force One plane and stuff, and that would have been.
Alex's flight didn't take care.
I should have priority over Biden though, for sure.
Sorry, Air Force One, you're not cleared to land. There's a flight to Edinburgh.
Yeah.
EasyJet 106. You are clear. What you call it? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like AI is. Sorry, go on.
I'm just trying to think how can we add some more value to this podcast episode rather than just raffing on stuff.
Well, I'm really enjoying it.
We talked about the hustle culture. We talked about ChatGPT. Oh, I'll tell you something about ChatGPT actually. And this kind of like links Gary Vaynerchuk to ChatGPT. I read a story, and ChatGPT is more than just a language platform. So it can understand. It's intelligent. It can understand different theories, and you can teach it, and it learns as it's going. And I saw a story online which is fascinating. You should search this. There was a guy who built an actual business from just ChatGPT, right? And he told ChatGPT, you are Hustle GPT, and I am your go-between between the real world and the AI world. I will do everything you say, and I'll report back to you. And all your job is to turn this $100 that I'm going to theoretically give you into as much money as possible. Mm-hmm. You can't do anything illegal, and there's to be no manual work involved. So ChatGPT then goes up on this massive mission on telling this person, it's all on the internet, you go and search this, it's crazy to see. And it outlines a business model. I think it was an affiliate marketing blog. So the guy followed what ChatGPT said, and he went and built this marketing blog, which you can go and find. I think it's called like Green Garden Guru or something.com. And ChatGPT designed everything from like getting the URL name, the logo, what to put on every page, the blog post to talk about, like all this stuff, what affiliate programs to go and apply for, everything. And this guy literally just went away, did the steps, came back and reported back to ChatGPT, and then it would give him the next step. And it was like, wow, if it can do that, like what else can it actually do? Or like the possibilities are literally endless. I literally am fizzing at this stuff because it's crazy. I don't think people understand how powerful this stuff is, and it will be. You know, I
think we can probably utilize it more in our business. So I'd say there's definitely like
you can use ChatGPT.
More ways to use it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's definitely more ways to do things. Like we could definitely use ChatGPT to help grow Amazon businesses.
Hello, Alex.
Am I there?
Yeah, you're there. Absolutely, we could use it to actually grow business more. Yeah, good. But I was saying absolutely we could use it. I think let's start asking it more questions. Let's give it more, like, you know, what we're doing and what we're creating. Like, funny, just speaking about content, I'm creating a lot of content for TikTok. I'm still doing it, right? But I've noticed of late, my views aren't as healthy as they once were. They've kind of gone down a bit, and I'm wondering why. But maybe our friend ChatGPT might be able to help.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone should go and try it, though. It's amazing.
Yeah. So try it, guys, and report back. I think it definitely is well worth it. Yeah, folks, I think this was a great wee episode. I think we'll probably leave it there. But actually, before we do, I actually want to talk about my favorite. We've lost Alex. I'll keep going. I want to talk about my favorite part of ChatGPT, right? And what I love, what it can do, and what AI can do. If you create a video, I think I might have mentioned this earlier, but if you create a video and you paste the URLs in, and it'd be able to summarize that video into 15 little snippets, that's the best. I think that is really, really the most powerful thing. But yeah, folks, really good chat with you all. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're enjoying the show. Myself and I do enjoy making these. They're good fun. Even if we didn't plan this one, it was good crack. But if you're enjoying it, make sure to hit subscribe. Make sure to like the podcast, and we will see you all very, very soon. Take care, folks. Bye.